श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna, and welcome to Saturday morning's Bhagavad Gita as it is, reading and discussions. And we're very happy to be a part of this regular, actually, it's been over 1,500 hours of commitment to this program to help others understand what is their position in Kali Yuga. That the Kali Yuga is a time of serious confusion by most people. And we see that in all the aspects that are here in 2025. Yes, there's so much confusion. And our purpose is to give people an opportunity to hear about the truth through Srila Prabhupada's teachings and his instructions to us on how to practice them. Like we talked about initiation the other day. Initiation is a commitment by the individual to serve Prabhupada personally in their life and to follow different rules and regulations that he taught us to teach others. Yes, we have an experience like that, directly from him, how to instruct others and help them on their path back home, back to Godhead. This is a very important understanding of this philosophy. In other words, Prabhupada was a team builder. And you could see that by all the devotees that he initiated originally when he was here, personally with us. And so many great things happen with these teams of people. And you could see Yashodanandana Prabhu, it spread throughout the world by him empowering others to spread Krishna consciousness by his mercy on them. And people went here and there and did all kinds of amazing things for maybe a short time, but some time anyway. And this is the method that Prabhupada used. And we're very fortunate. We have a very interesting group of people assembled with us, yes, who are doing things, real things. And I wanted to highlight a couple in Mexico. Krishna Kishori and his wife, Giridhari, and they are very committed people to spreading the original teachings of Srila Prabhupada, unadulterated, unchanged, and unedited. And they have accumulated a large group of people that are taking up Krishna consciousness in their part of the world. Yes, I think it could be Yashodanandana to about 50 people. 50. And these people are committed to the mission of Srila Prabhupada without any adulteration. That's potency. That's commitment. They go on Harinam every day. They have large groups of people that go out. They help other people throughout Mexico and other parts of South America to take up this process. And I'm going to Mexico on Monday, and Krishna Kishore already sent me a message. It said, Prabhu, showing a real Vaishnava etiquette. Prabhu, we're anxious to come and visit you at your center in Yautepec. I said, oh, by all means, come over. And when they come, we're going to chant. That's one thing Mother Ruchisha, they're very enthusiastic about kirtan. Oh, yes. And along with that, prasadam distribution. He asked me in the letter or the chat with me, can we bring you anything? So they're always anxious to bring me some prasadam from their center in Mexico City. I told him, no, that's all right. I'll cook for you. Because it's the responsibility of the devotees to serve each other. That's a very important principle, is mutual respect. Like I said, we've created these programs. We spent thousands of hours, without salary, by the way. Thousands of hours. And I want you to know about my personal life. I never worked for anybody without being paid. Sometimes when I went go out, I'd make $1,000, $2,000 in 2 hours work. But am I interested in making that money with this group? No. Because I'm interested in only one thing, serving my guru. That's my business. And I'm happy to do it. As a volunteer, we are volunteers here. So I very much appreciate these people who are showing concrete results in their preaching work. And they've been around the bush, Yashoda, as they say. They were over in England with this group, Bliss. No, thank you. And they've been in Bangalore with Madhu Pandit and his group. Oh yeah, they went there. And they've landed with us in our efforts to preserve Prabhupada's teachings without any change. Because there is a difference. Between groups, there's very much a difference. So we really appreciate them, and we want to thank them for their efforts. And I look forward to, actually, Mother Ruchisha, when they come over, they chant for hours and hours on the property. Hours, not 5 minutes or 10 minutes. His wife loves Girdi Hari. She loves to chant. And we have videos of them chanting. They've been here or been at our location and chanting multiple times. And it's wonderful to get the association of genuine devotees who are interested in working together cooperatively to spread this mission. And we also wanted to mention, and I see Vijaya Pandit's there in the video, he's staying with Yashoda, that the work that he's doing in Europe and Italy is wonderful. And it's our hope someday, because he has an aspiration to have a center there for preaching work, that it is our hope that he will succeed in that desire to spread Krishna consciousness according to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada without any change. So we love that very much. And we have another group forming in India. Yes, we do. And these people, and you know some of them, Rupa Goswami and Mother Shreya and Vinay, Sandeep, they're on this program. Yes. Oh, look at, he does a thumbs up. We're growing. And there are other people there that are very interested. There's Subramaniam Prabhu. He's distributing original Prabhupada books, and Mother Shreya just got her set. Yes, 2 sets, Yashoda. She just purchased original set of Chaitanya Charitamritas and Srimad Bhagavatams from him in India. So there's another group that are emerging. And then we have Ron Singh in Oroville. Right now he's undertaken an extensive renovation project at his center, which is a YMCA. So he does that center, and we have our books we're storing there, our Srimad Bhagavatams, which are safely protected there in his building. And he's committed. A lot of people think that he just started in this. No, he's been involved in the truth of the matter since 2011. I call him Bhakta Ram Singh because it makes people think, how could he know as much as he does? And he's just a Bhakta. Well, it proves that Bhaktas can learn everything about the philosophy. It's a question of their humility, their desire to serve Prabhupada, and the work that they do practically to bring that about, do things. And he's very much a practical man. And I want to thank him for taking care of our logistics work, book distribution, printing books, storing books, distributing books, shipping books. We've been in constant communication since we got the Bhagavatams and he accepted this role. I call him, he acts. That's as simple as it is. Talking, that's cheap. Opinion, you can say whatever you want. But service, that's real. And I love people that are real, that are respectful, they're humble, and they do work. They serve Prabhupada's mission. And the greatest mission we can do is actually distributing these books of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, here's another point. We have a lady, Danishta, in San Francisco. She does service. Yes, she does. And I just got a message from her yesterday. Did you get the money I sent? She very much concerned about the money she sends for the books. We advanced the books to her on consignment. And as soon as she got the books, she sent the money for them. Because she's distributing books every day of her life. And she'll keep distributing the books for the rest of her life, especially these Srimad Bhagavatams, which she loves so much. And I and all of us will support her. Of course, this is an important part of the mission. You work with each other. It's very important. And we have experience, a lot of experience in working with people. A lot of people want to minimize it. Oh yeah. What do you know? You're just a Prabhupada disciple. Of course, that reputation has been tarnished by our godbrothers. Yes, it has. And a lot of the Gurukulis, if you say that, they look at you from the past, Yashoda. Oh, you're a Prabhupada disciple? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Don't go around them. But there's still hope. So this is a very important thing to see how this mission is not institutionally organized, but independently organized, centered around the truth. This is a philosophical truth that we present to people. And those that listen and participate, they'll be celebrated in this group. And other people, well, there are lots of groups. Go ahead. Join them. That's your business. Uh-oh. I have a rip in my book. I wanted to go to a certain section here for you today, and I've read it before, but it made me think about it because the Delhi Bhagavatams, when I first started studying them back in 1971, certain verses stuck in my memory all my life. And one of them was the symptoms of people in the Kali Yuga. And the Kali Yuga right now is raging forward. It is. There's all kinds of controversies, all kinds of difficulty. We make analysis of it in our classes because it's time and circumstance. This is the present day. And it's different now than it was in 1971. But the truth is the same. It's just different parts of it. For example, people are killing each other in wars. Prabhupada used to comment about war, right? He even commented about Pakistan and in India going to war. I was on the morning walk when he did it. So different time, different circumstance, but here's the verse from text 10, 1:1. Thank you. The public men in this iron age of coral are almost always meager in the duration of life. Oh, the members of learned society, they are not only so, but also very lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, they're always disturbed. Purport: the specific qualification of the devotees of the personality of Godhead is that they are always anxious for the improvement of the members of the public. As such, the sages of Naimisharanya did analyze the state of affairs of the people in this age of Kali. They found it by experience and foresight that the men in this age are of a shortened, duration of life. Duration of life is shortened, but not so much for want of sufficient food as it is on account of irregular habits. And by the way, every day people are dying at various stages of their life. I was just looking, Yashodanandana, about Ken Dryden, who used to play for the Montreal Canadiens. He was a famous goalie. He's from Hamilton, actually. And it was announced today, Ken Dryden died today. I looked, he's the same age as me. Shortened duration of life. So he thinks he could live on, but he didn't. He's done. Regular habits and simple, innocent food can keep up the standard of health of any common man. Overeating, over sense gratification, artificial standard of living, and depending too much on others' mercy kill the very vitality of human energy, and thus they become shortened in the duration of life. Just see Prabhupada's explanation. The people of this age are also very lazy, not only in the matter of self-realization, but also in the matter of material prosperity. The human life is meant for self-realization, to know that we are what is this world and what is the supreme truth. This was Prabhupada explaining this. This life is meant for ending the miseries of material existence, of hard struggle for life, and people are struggling like crazy to keep their houses and keep their minds calm and peaceful and humble, and going back to Godhead, which is our eternal home. But on account of bad system of education, they are completely aloof from such self-realization path, and even they come to know about it, unfortunately, they become victims of misguided leaders. And that's going on. And we know it. And if you don't know it, we'll explain it to you. The people of this age are also very lazy. They are not only victims of different political creeds and party, but they are also political creeds. We are not Republicans. We're not Democrats. We're not liberals. We're not conservatives. We're not communists. We're not socialists. Jivara Swarupa Hoy. We're the servants of the mission of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya. And that is a very auspicious situation that we are all in together. Very auspicious. And one should appreciate that. Be careful. Their mind always disturbed and full of anxieties. Bad association, smoking, drinking, cheating, pilfering, bickerings, and so on, so forth. Their mind is always disturbed. I love these purports. And full of anxieties on account of different engagements. In this age, many unscrupulous men manufacture imaginary religious faiths without any reference to the standard Vedic literatures of revealed scriptures, and persons who are addicted to the above-mentioned different types of sense gratificatory institutions are attracted by such institutions of religious faith. The result is that in the name of religious faith, so many sinful acts are being enacted, and people in general are not in peace of mind nor healthy in constitution. And we'll go down, keep going. The whole atmosphere is now surcharged with faithlessness. They are no more interested in the necessities of spiritual values. Matter and sense gratification is now the standard of civilization. And to maintain such material civilization, they formed into groups, nations, peoples, communities, and there's a constant strain of cold and hot war that's going on. Prabhupada commented on it on many occasions, that soon there will be a nuclear war. Never was there an army that was formed that wouldn't use its weapons to kill others. So in due course, and to maintain such material civilization, they form these groups. It has become very difficult, therefore, to raise the standard of humanity in the present distorted condition of the human society. The sages are anxious to get out of the tangle of all the falling souls. They are seeking the remedy from Srila Sutta Goswami. So very interesting purport. And here in this particular group, we seek the remedy from Srila Prabhupada. Yes. We seek that remedy. And we're doing things about it. We're not talkers, we're doers. And if people doubt it, then they're entitled to what I explain. And I'm not going to explain about opinion right now, because there are opinions. Like, for example, people have opinions on music. Oh, I like your music, I don't like your music. Of course, if you tell a musician that you don't like his music, will he like you? It's like somebody going to their mother, someone's mother, and tell them, your baby's ugly. Not appreciated. But people do that. So you can have an opinion. But when we speak about opinion, we mean that when you speak about Krishna and the disciplic succession and the understanding of it, Guru Tattva, we have no opinion. We repeat what we hear from Srila Prabhupada, and that's what we do at this program. We haven't spent, between myself and Yashoda, we spent over 120 years of time in this process. And we've done different things in the past, okay, whatever. And we're marching forward with all of the activities that we're doing. And that is basically the story here at this mission. So you can decide what you want to do. That's all right. But we know what we're doing, and we'll keep going. Hari Bol. We're going to move to our next section of the program, which is the speech, the lecture by Srila Prabhupada on the Kali Yuga and the state everyone's in. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam. So Guru bhakta, a devotee of Krishna, if need be, if he is unqualified guru, unqualified guru means who does not know how to guide the disciple. Guru's duty is to guide. Such kind of guru can we at least reject. That is Jiva Goswami's. Kaja kajama janata. A guru who does not know what to do and what not to do, but by mistakenly I have accepted somebody as guru, he can be rejected. By rejecting him, you can accept an actual bona fide guru. The guru is not killed, but he can be rejected. That is the injunction of the Shastra. So, Bhishma Dev or Dronacharya, certainly they were guru. But Krishna indirectly giving indication to Arjuna that although they are in the position of guru, he can reject them. Kaja kajama janata, they do not know. Actually, this Bhishma Dev, he materially considered his position. He knew everything from the beginning, that the Pandavas, they were parentless, fatherless children, and he raised them from the very beginning. Not only that, he was so much affectionate to the Pandavas that he was thinking when they are sent to forest, banished, at that time Bhishma Deva was crying that these 5 boys, they are so pure, so honest, and not only pure and honest, so powerful warriors, Arjuna and Bhima. And this Draupadi is practically, directly the goddess of fortune. And they have got their friend, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And they are suffering. He cried. He was such affectionate, therefore Arjuna is considering, how can I kill Bhishma? But duty is so strong. Krishna is advising, yes, he must be killed because he has gone to the other side. He has forgotten his duty. He should have joined you. Therefore, he is no more in the position of Guru. You must kill him. He has wrongly joined the other party. Therefore, there is no harm killing him. Similarly, Dronacharya. I know they are great personalities. They have got great affection. But only on material consideration they have gone there. What is that material consideration? Bhishma thought that I am maintained by the money of Duryodhana. Duryodhana is maintaining me. Now he is in danger. If I go to the other side, then I should be ungrateful. He has maintained me so long. And if I, in the time of danger, when there is fighting, if I go to the other side, that should be. He thought like this. He did not think that Duryodhana may be maintaining, but he has usurped the property of the Pandavas. But it is his greatness. He knew that Arjuna will never be killed because Krishna is there. So, from material point of view, I must be grateful to Duryodhana. The same position was for Dronacharya. They are maintained.
Very interesting. Yashodanandana. Prabhupada says a guru can be rejected. Well, Prabhupada accepted everyone. No, he didn't. You have to qualify yourself. Then you can be accepted. This is not a sentimental movement. Prabhupada's movement is not sentimental. Prabhupada's movement is not fanatical. Prabhupada's movement is practical. You do things. And it's not static, it's dynamic. You go forward every day. So we have to continually think how we are going to become more surrendered to this mission of protecting Prabhupada's legacy progressively every day. That's very important. There's Sri Chaitanya Sampradaya. Prabhu, I just spoke about your program. You can go back and see it. We won't go back now, but we congratulated your work. Thank you very much. So, being sentimental, sure, that's what's the disease nowadays, will not help. One has to become practical and committed and motivated. If you're interested, by the way, in stepping up and working with us, please contact me. You know something? Yashodanandana, I've asked that 30 times and no response. No response. We have all kinds of things we're trying to do, but, in due course, everything will unfold. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Let's go forward with our program. We're going to have the chanting of Jaya Radha Madhava, and then the reading and discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is, unchanged, unedited, and unadulterated, the 1972 Macmillan edition with Yashodanandana Prabhu from Twain Harte, somewhere in California, in the mountains, on the teachings of Prabhupada, unadulterated. Haribol.
Sai. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Girimara Chaitanya Sadasyaman Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavindra ki jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Sri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinath Sam Kund Radha Kund Giridhavan ki jai, Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Navadvip Dham ki jai, Swami Ito Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Ganga Mai ki jai, Jamuna Mai ki jai, Tulasi Devi ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Swami Ito Bhaktivinoda ki jai. All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord, Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you from Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1:1. Narayanam namaskritya. Narayanam namaskritya. Naram cheva narottamam. Naram cheva narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayam Mudirayat. Tato Jayam Mudirayat. One should utter the means of conquest, Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita, after offering respectful obeisances, 1, to the personality of Godhead Narayana, 2, to the Narayana Rishi, who is the supermost human being, 3, to the Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, then 4, to Srila Vyasadeva, the author, from Srimad Bhagavatam 1-4. Welcome everyone to this reading and discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. As we do every week, we read a few selected verses which were personally introduced by Srila Prabhupada himself early on in 1966 in New York, USA, when he started his preaching and lecturing program on the Bhagavad Gita. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasme Sigurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Makhyam Dadati Svapadantikam. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Sabadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatana Goswami, as well as Raghunath Dasa and Raghunath Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta, and Srila Jiva Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, along with Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar, Srivas, and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, along with their associates, Sri Lalita and Vishaka. E Krishna Karuna Sindhu, Dinabandhu Jagatpate, Gopesha Gopika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namostute. Oh, my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Tapta Kanchana Gourangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Hari Priye. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavana. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like these are trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let us proceed with our verse from today's Bhagavad Gita. This reading is being conducted from the original, non-adulterated, non-polluted 1972 Macmillan Bhagavad Gita, and all translations, purports, and synonyms by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as the Krishna Consciousness Movement. Today we are reading from chapter 13, text number 32. Anaditvan nirgunatvat paramatmayam avyayaha sharirosti sharirasto pikanteya nakaroti nalipyate. Anaditvat, due to eternity. Nirgunatvat, due to transcendental. Param, beyond material nature. Atma, spirit. Ayam, this. Avyayaha, inexhaustible. Sharirastam api, though dwelling in the body. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Nakaroti, never does anything. Nalipyate, nor is he entangled. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Those with the vision of eternity can see that the soul is transcendental, eternal, and beyond the modes of nature. Despite contact with the material body, O Arjuna, the soul neither does anything nor is entangled. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. A living entity appears to be born because of the birth of the material body. But actually, the living entity is eternal. He's not born, and in spite of his being situated in a material body, he is transcendental and eternal. Thus, he cannot be destroyed. By nature, he's full of bliss. He does not engage himself in any material activities. Therefore, the activities performed due to his contact with material bodies do not entangle him. Text number 33. Yata sarvagatam saukshmyad akasham no palipyate sarvatra vastito dehe tatatma no palipyate yata as sarvagatam all-pervading, saukshmyat due to being subtle, akasham the sky, na never, upalipyate mixes, sarvatra everywhere, avastitaha situated, dehe in the body, tata such, atma the self, na never, upalipyate mixes. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. The sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it is all-pervading. Similarly, the soul situated in Brahman vision does not mix with the body, though situated in that body. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The air enters water, mud, stool, and whatever else is there. Still, it does not mix with anything. Similarly, the living entity, though situated in varieties of bodies, is aloof from them due to its subtle nature. Therefore, it is impossible to see with the material eyes how the living entity is in contact with this body and how he is out of it after the destruction of the body. No one in science can ascertain this. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Bhakti Siddhanta Shishyaya Bhakti Vedanta Namine Prasannaya Prashantaya Tasme Shri Gurave Namaha. Bhagavad Vandanam Kadyam Guru Vandana Purvakam Kshiram Sharkara Yuktam Kadatehi Visheshataha Adadana Srinam Dante Ridam Yachi Punaha Punaha Srimadrupa Padam Bhoja Dhulishyam Janma Janmani Amsho Bhagavatosmyaham Sadadasu Asmi Sarvata Tat Kripa Pikshako Nityam Tat Prishta Sat Karomishvam Vanchakalpa Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This particular chapter of Bhagavad Gita, this sequence of verses by Lord Krishna is very, very important, because Lord Krishna analyzes the position of the spirit soul and the difference between the spirit and matter. Now, we've all seen in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in the famous text of chapter 2, text number 13, how Krishna explains, Dehinosmin yata dehe, kaumaram yovanam jara, tata dehantara praptir dirastatra namuhyati. That only a dhira, a sober soul, a self-realized soul, is not disturbed by the change of body. But yet we see so many people will bring up so many arguments to try to disprove the existence of the soul, to try to claim that after the body is finished, everything is finished. So many different agnostic, atheistic, nonsensical attitudes. You have that text, Neil Sharma Prabhu, so we can read the exact translation from Srila Prabhupada, or somebody on the program, Rupa Goswami. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 13. Rupa Goswami.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I need to have the screen share. If somebody can give me the screen share. Okay, I got it. Here we go, Prabhuji.
Okay, very good. As the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change. Now, this is very important because Prabhupada and Lord Krishna clearly say, Dhirastatra namuhyati. Prabhupada translates the word dhira, the sober, and in the text, Prabhupada said the self-realized soul. What Lord Krishna is trying to do here is educate people to become a self-realized soul, to become a sober soul. Well, how does one do that? One can only do that by taking shelter of a fully realized dhira, of a fully realized sober soul, self-realized soul. Because we see the position of those who do not take shelter of the instructions, the original, authentic, non-adulterated instructions of a bona fide dhira like Srila Prabhupada. What I'm referring to is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 29, and you will see when we read this verse together how important it is. Lord Krishna says, Ascharyavat pasyati kaschidenam, Ascharyavat vadati tateva chanyaha, Ascharyavat chenam anyaha shrunoti, Suratvapyenam vedanacheva kaschita. Prabhupada translates, some look on the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing. Some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Now, this is a very significant because in the text in Sanskrit, it's a Srutvapyenam Vedanacheva Kaschit. And we see this regularly. People claiming, well, I've heard about the soul, but I can't understand it. I've heard about the soul, but you only live one and enjoy yourself. So many different false ideologies, false ideas. Why? Because they're not hearing from a dhira. If one hear from the dhira, then one can understand. And can put the text back there, please. Chapter 2, text 29. And we see how Srila Prabhupada explained this in his purport. Since Gita-Upanishad is largely based on the principles of the Upanishad, it is not surprising to also find this passage in the Katha Upanishad. Sravanaya pi bahuyubhir yonalabhyaha srinvanto pi bahavo yatna vidyuhu ascharyo bhakta kushalo syalabdha ascharyo jnata kushalanusishtaha. The fact that the atomic soul is within the body of a gigantic animal, in the body of a gigantic banyan tree, and also in the microbic gerbs, millions and billions of which occupy only an inch of space, is certainly very amazing. Men with a poor fund of knowledge and men who are not austere cannot understand the wonders of the individual atomic spark of spirit, even though it is explained by the greatest authority of knowledge who imparted lessons even to Brahma, the first living being in the universe. Owing to such a gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such a small particle can become both so great and so small. So men look at the soul proper as wonderful either by constitution or by description. Illusioned by the material energy, people are so engrossed in subject matter for sense gratification that they have very little time to understand the question of self-understanding. Even though it is a fact that without this self-understanding, all activities result in ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence. Perhaps one has no idea that one must think of the soul and also make a solution of the material miseries. I want to refer to Vishwakarma Prabhu. He mentioned that one very famous hockey player, Ken Dryden, he was a very accomplished goalie for the Montreal Canadiens. They won several Stanley Cups together in the 1970s. But despite his fame, despite his amazing skill, still death has to come. No one can prevent that. So the question comes to learn from these incidents, to learn from what happened to this famous person, very highly skilled. It was well known in the 1970s. He was so highly skilled that many times in hockey, the forwards will go forward on the ice. And when Ken Dryden was on the ice, their defensemen would also go with them because they relied on him. And many times when the puck was the other way, he would sit on his goalie stick and watch the play and analyze it like it was some kind of intellectual process. He was very, very accomplished in his skill. But what happened at the time of death? Was he spared? Nope. Everyone has to face death. So that is why Krishna is recommending for us to become dhira, to become sober, to become self-realized, to become knowledgeable. Somebody recently sent me a YouTube little clip of a lecture by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, try to devote your time to hearing Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Even if it's just a few minutes, try, and you will get so much benefit, even from a little bit of hearing. Because people will say, well, I got a job, I got a profession, I got wife and children, I have to drive here, I have to drive there, this goes on all over the world, not just in America or Canada. Every person in the world is affected. But we have to devote a little bit of time every day to hear this transcendental science from the dhira, Srila Prabhupada. Now, why do we say here not to waste time hearing from persons who change his books? First of all, it's disrespectful, for one thing. It's offensive. But it is not the same message. It is not the same original, transcendental, pure message. When you take water, just like down the hill here, there's a little stream. There's a little stream that goes on 12 months out of the year. Now, in the summer, it's very small, a little trickle, but it's still there. In the winter, when it really rains, it swells up. Now, if you go at this time of the year, there's little puddles. If you don't agitate the stream, the water is very clear. But if you muddy the stream, if you change the constitution of the water, you take a sticks and move the rocks, move the sediment, it will be different. It will be muddy water instead of pure water. So this is the same thing. When the soul, the pure soul, comes in contact with the influence of the mode of material nature, especially the mode of passion and ignorance, it creates problem. The soul, under the influence of the material energy, becomes bewildered by Maya, illusion. I'm sure most of you, all of you, probably have heard Prabhupada's first writing in 1966 on chanting the Maha Mantra, where he explains the meaning of chanting Hare Krishna. And it's very interesting how Prabhupada puts it, the simplicity of his approach. Prabhupada says one does not have to understand the language. One does not have to have mental adjustment, just chant. Prabhupada says, even a child can do it. Even a dog can take part in it. One time we were in India, in Mangalore. Every one of you who have been in India, you know Mangalore is on the west coast of India in Karnataka. Now, what happened in Mangalore, we used to go on Sankirtan with some Indian devotees and chant in the street sometime. We would take smaller books and distribute small books to the shops and the passerbys. So one time we're going in Sankirtan, there's a dog who joins along. Some of the brahmacharis were trying to push him away. I said, no, let him come. So at some point we formed a circle and we started to dance. And the dog got up on his two legs. He's starting to dance. He's trying to chant. This is perfectly what Prabhupada was talking about. Even a dog can take part in it. Why did they take that out? Why is it that in subsequent reprints of that original article, the editors, the very clever articles, took the reference that Prabhupada put in? They don't believe that it can happen? We've seen it. Other devotees have also had similar experiences. Just because it's an animal in a lower class body does not mean that it can't participate. We've seen children as early as 2 years old, 3 years old, participate in the chanting. So this is very important. Do not ever change and adulterate Prabhupada's statements. If you can't understand it, don't take it out. Maybe later on at some point, oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. It says, click to enlarge video grab of a dog joining in Kirtan, Golden Gate Park, 1967. Prabhupada says, we have seen it practically. Even a child can take part in the chanting, or even a dog can take part in it. Now, let me ask you, you think a child of 2 or 3 years old has knowledge of Sanskrit or advanced understanding of Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita? Probably not. But he can also take part in the chanting, because this is the recommendation for the age. That just like Vishwakarma Prabhu was reading that very important purport about the influence of Kali Yuga, how there is so much contamination. On the slightest disagreement, people will fight, bickering immediately. Immediately, even though sometimes people don't get the facts straight, immediately they will start a fight. This is Kali Yuga. Astiyeko Mahan Guna, but there is one great quality. What is that? Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Rajet. That simply by chanting the name of Krishna, one can immediately become liberated. This is a great benefit, because in previous ages, like in Satya Yuga, you had to meditate for 100,000 years, or in other yugas, you had to do very expensive fire sacrifices or very elaborate puja. In this age, it's been made very simple, simply by chanting. Please join us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And our humble request, always get to go to the source of the original, non-adulterated, non-edited statements of Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Bo. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Very inspiring, I must say. And I wanted to highlight a point here in the purport on text 33 of the Gita. Therefore, it is impossible, this text 33, it is impossible to see with the material eyes how the living entity is in contact with this body and how he is out of it after the destruction of the body. Impossible. No one in science can ascertain this. Oh, yes. Because material science is trying to solve the problems of material life through empirical study. That's what they do. It's interesting to note, Yashodanandana, that back in the 70s, there was a fellow up in Canada named Terry Fox. Do you recall him? He had one leg, and he decided he was going to walk across Canada on one leg to raise money to fight cancer research. By the way, they use the term cancer research. Okay, and he did it, but he didn't survive the walk. He died on the trip, and he became a national hero. And subsequently, over the years, they've raised hundreds of millions of dollars for science research to save people from getting cancer. Very interesting, eh? People talk about you have to accept the science of medicine. Have they cured cancer? Have they? No. Cancer's on the rise. People want to believe in science. This is a mistake. It's part of the illusion of Maya in this Kali Yuga, Maxime. Kali Yuga nonsense. Propaganda. Misinformation. Cover-up. Something like in ISKCON. That's a small group. Very small. It's not a big group compared to the material world that's operating. But science, no, we're not following the science of Maya. We follow the science of self-realization given by Srila Prabhupada, and that is our formula of success. Let's see, we've got a question here. I can't get it up on my screen. All these things here. I don't see it. But at any rate, maybe Shreya could ask her question to Yashodanandana before we move on to our next section. Shreya Devi, what's your question for Yashodanandana Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I have 3 questions in regards to what we just read. So we all know we definitely will be attacked by Maya. How can one remember to stay conscious at any given point in time? Because we are going through moments of anger, depression, irritation, anxiety, confusion. There's so much that's going on in the mind. And we tend to forget. So how can we stay conscious when this is happening, when we are in the influence of Maya or overtaken by mind, ego, our intelligence is not operating appropriately at that time? So how can we stay conscious? First question. And I've got 2 more questions. I'll let you answer and then I'll ask the next question.
Go ahead, Yashoda, please.
Well, thank you for that. It's a very important question, which is raised by many persons. The very simple question is, chant Hare Krishna, even if you can't publicly or in your work, in your mind. Also, there's 18,000 verses in the Bhagavatam. Pick any one of them, meditate on them. There's 800 verses in the Bhagavad Gita. Pick any one of them, meditate on it, learn them, chant them, remember them. The Bhagavad Gita, Krishna mentions, Manmana mavamad bhakto, madhyaji mam namaskaru. Just think of me. Of course, the answer might be, well, it's not so easy to think of Krishna because we have so many things to do, so many different responsibilities, and so many things. We have to train the mind. And here's what Rupa Goswami, the great Acharya of our Sampradaya, says about this. It's Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna nishevaya. That some way or other, fix the mind upon Krishna. Here's that verse from Bhagavad Gita. Thank you, Prabhu. Our good friend there in Florida, Neil Sharma Prabhu. Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaje mam namaskuru mamevesyasi yuktvaevam atmanam matparayanaha. Engage your mind always in thinking of me, offer obeisances and worship me, being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. And then break me, all of you who are familiar with the Nectar of Devotion, of a story in the Nectar of Devotion of a great sage who did not have the facility to offer sweet rice to Krishna. So he is using his mind to offer sweet rice to Krishna, and at some point either his finger got burnt or something happened. So one can use the mind to think of Krishna, to remember Krishna, to fix the mind upon Krishna, if it's not possible to directly chant. But usually there's plenty of opportunity to engage the mind in chanting. That's why Prabhupada used to say, some way or other, Engage your mind in Krishna. This was Prabhupada's attitude, and it's all based upon Rupa Goswami's instruction in a Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. I hope that helps.
Okay, Shreya, you have another question. Go ahead, please. Unmute her.
Yes, that really helps because we tend to forget. And so the only way to remember is always to remember. The second question I have is how to identify when we are operating in the mode of ignorance or passion, because we tend to forget it while in the flow. How do we identify it?
Well, usually it will be manifested in different ways. The mode of passion and ignorance is very prevalent in human society. Most human beings are absorbed in the mode of passion and ignorance. And when we look at Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita gives us very clear description in 2 separate chapters about the influence of the modes of material nature. That is why it's very important to be very careful what we eat, because the food that we eat cannot be contaminated. Let me give you an example. When devotees first went to India, this is an interesting story that may be confusing to some people, but I have to tell it. I was discussing with Vijay Pandit yesterday. We were discussing different stories about Srila Prabhupada and Prasadam. Early on in 1970, when Srila Prabhupada went to India, he was often invited to life members' houses, because at that point in India, there was no big temples. There was a temple in Bombay, an apartment near the ocean on the 7th floor, the Akash Ganga building, and there was a small place in Calcutta on Albert Road. So when Srila Prabhupada was invited to the House of Life Members, devotees were very interested because they used to get opulent prasadam. So what happened one time, as you know, in India, many people cook with onions and garlic, but many the Vaishnavas do not do this. So Prabhupada gets invited to the house of a very important life member, and his family was told that Prabhupada doesn't eat with onions and garlic. So Prabhupada's servant, when he served the prasadam, he started to pick out little pieces of onion, taking it out of the dal. And he showed Prabhupada some onion pieces. Prabhupada, I was told the story directly by the servant. Prabhupada looked at him and he says, "Shut up, and you eat that dal, because if you don't eat it, they will feel greatly offended." Says, "We do not offer that to Krishna, but in this instance, you take it." Because Prabhupada did not want to insult that life member by saying, "We refuse to eat your food." Now, the point is, Prabhupada afterward told devotees, we don't cook with onions. That's in the mode of passion. Onions and garlic are in the mode of passion. So the point is, Prabhupada sometime would make exception, but there was always a lesson for devotees. It's like, we don't eat out something. I know many devotees have the habit of eating pasta or something, not pasta, but pizza. Well, that's another food in the mode of passion, because the sauce contains onions and garlic, although sometimes they won't even tell you. So this is a big problem. One has to learn how to eat in the mode of goodness and avoid eating food in the mode of ignorance. We do not eat grains cooked by non-devotees, because the karma of that person will pass on to you. That is very important. Krishna will not accept foodstuffs that are cooked by non-devotees. For those of you who may not know, during Prabhupada's manifested presence, he passed an eternal rule that the cooking in the kitchen could only be done by Brahmin devotees. And sometimes they would have non-Brahmin, but initiated devotees helping with cutting the vegetables. But Vishwakarma Prabhu knows this. He ran a full-fledged temple in Toronto, very opulent temple. And the standard was, if somebody is initiated, twice initiated as a Brahmin and following properly, they would be allowed to cook. Nowadays, everything is open over there. I don't know what people do or what their standard is, because so many things have changed. So the thing is, to become situated in a mode of goodness, we have to follow the instruction of the Acharya. This is very important, because now I see so many people eating out this place, that place. One has to be very careful, very careful. Otherwise, the consciousness will be affected. And when we see it, we could control the mind by engaging in chanting and see the influence of a mode of passion or anger, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kama Krodha Esha Tasmadeva Trayam Tyajet. One should reject, one should kick out the influence of lust, anger, and greed, because this is the foremost obstacle to being situated in a mode of goodness. One has to learn patience, one has to learn tolerance, and that comes first by eating only foodstuff that is offered to Krishna. Another thing, offering to Krishna is not just any way that goes on nowadays. It has to be done according to the instruction and the original standard by Srila Prabhupada. This is very important, because nowadays we see they've changed the whole standard on the basis of some concocted ideology that Prabhupada is enjoying the food that's offered to him. No, he does not enjoy the food. He passes it on to his spiritual master, and then to his spiritual master all the way to Krishna. This is how Srila Prabhupada explains it. So this is because maybe the time people ask me, oh, I want to go to such and such temple. Can I eat the prasadam there? Well, is it prasadam though? How does the foodstuff go from being boga to full-fledged prasadam? By offering according to the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, obviously with love and devotion. But if one concocts a new method of offering in direct disobedience of the order of the Acharya, how does it become prasadam? You cannot disobey Srila Prabhupada, displease Srila Prabhupada in thinking, oh, I'm going to do it my way anyway. That is not proper. So just a few thoughts on that. I hope that helps.
Okay, one last question from Shreya, please, and then we'll move on to our next section, which is our living guru. Go ahead, Shreya Devidasi.
Yes,
Bangalore.
Go
ahead.
That was really, really enlightening, because what I've noticed is we don't have vegetarians that many across in India. We earlier had about 75% of the population which used to eat vegetarian food, let alone eating onions and garlic, but today we have only non-veg restaurants everywhere. So that explains it all, what's happening around the world, especially in India. I think this is where the effect is. What we eat is what we're ending up behaving like. Thank you, Prabhu. That was really enlightening to understand what we need to eat needs to also be cooked properly, and we need to follow the instructions of our Acharya. My last question is, when we see someone behaving or operating from the influence of Maya, especially people we care about, people we love, how can we help them? The very mention of spirituality, chant the Mahamantra, or talking about God is something that they react negative to, because they currently are full of anger and pride. They don't want to listen to what we want to say. So how can we help them?
Might be very difficult in some instances. Just like during Prabhupada's manifested presence, how many people came in contact with Srila Prabhupada? And let's remind ourselves, Prabhupada was a topmost devotee, a pure devotee, a Shakti-Avishavatar, an empowered personality. He was only sleeping 2 hours a day, if that much. So even in his presence, many people came in contact with him. Did all of them really listen to him? Did all of them accept what he said? Many millions of people came in contact with Srila Prabhupada. No, he benefited. Anybody who saw him or got in touch with him obviously get benefit, but not everybody takes it seriously. It depends how serious they are about spiritual life or spiritual advancement. That is why Prabhupada used to say, we chant and distribute prasadam. Prasadam is very important. It has to be done the proper way. When those of you who know, when Prabhupada first came to New York in 1966, he used to chant, and then he would, and the first thing as soon as he had some cooking facility, he used to cook and offer prasadam. There was one conversation, Prabhupada, many people, they did not care for the chanting, but they cared for the prasadam. He used to personally cook dal and sabji and chapatis. So this is very important. Because people eat food in a mode of passion and ignorance, Their behavior is going to be in a mode of passion and ignorance, and they may not have much the seriousness for spiritual life. Let's face it, in the age of Kali Yuga, manda sumanda matayo. People are lazy, less spiritually intelligent, short duration of life. It is not easy to make people interested in spiritual life. And even when they are interested in spiritual life, there's a lot of false propaganda from so many unauthorized gurus, unauthorized sadhus, so many false persons. That we have discussed many times in our program. So it's very important if you come in contact, especially with people that are close to you, try to ask them, what will be the benefit of this mode of behavior? Oh, here we go. Thank you for that. I was looking for that. This is a quotation from a purport in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 16, Text 20. Therefore, the people of this age are described as mandaha, sumanda matayo, manda bhagya yupadrutaha. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 1:110. In other words, they are extremely bad and slow to understand the opulence of the personality of Godhead. They have been described as sumanda matayaha because their conceptions are so crippled that they accept a bluffer who produces little gold to be God. Because they have no gold in their possession, they are actually poverty-stricken, and therefore they are considered unfortunate. So this is the condition in Kali Yuga. It is not easy to attract people to spiritual life. The best thing to do is to be patient, to be tolerant, and if you have the opportunity of cooking some prasadam or giving them some prasadam, or I know in India where you can easily make sweets with some bandi and some ladus or something, there's a lot of ways of some way or other interesting people to spiritual life. So just a few suggestions. There's a lot of different angles to your question. Best thing to do is maybe approach them very gently and ask them, what will be the benefit of this line of thinking? What will you accomplish with this denial of spiritual life? Very important. Like Prabhupada one time, he gave an example. He was having a conversation with a member of another religious denomination. And the person was claiming there were, that the animals have no soul. And Prabhupada said, well, how do you explain all the different varieties of life? How? What is your explanation? Where did these varieties come from? They had no answer. But it's a very challenging thought to try to bring about some spiritual inquisitiveness. I hope that helps. Hare Krishna. Very good questions, by the way.
Okay. It's interesting. I'm just going to make a quick comment. When I joined the movement back in 1971, Yashodanandana Prabhu, my father was very upset with the fact that I gave up my studies at university and took up this movement with a shaved head and pink polyester dhoti. He was very upset. He saw me. And so if I tried to explain to him about Krishna consciousness, he didn't want to hear anything. But I did a trick. My father was a master carpenter, master at building. And so we needed some work done at the Gerrard Street Temple for Lord Jagannath's altar. So I asked him, can you help out to fix this altar? And he did. How much benefit did he get? He was a carpenter for Lord Jagannath. So be intelligent, everybody. Qualify people, sort, like anything in your life, you sort and classify people and things and what they do or don't do. And you use your intelligence. Somehow or other, you can trick them into serving, even unconsciously, and they'll get benefit. So that's the art of Krishna consciousness, of the expert devotee. How to engage people and bless them with that service so that they imperceptibly can make advancement and not really know how or why. Just like Prashadam. Prabhupada would explain that. Get them to take, we used to go out on the streets, Pure Angelo, and distribute Simply Wonderfuls. And this guarantees a person a human form of life if they get one drop of Prashadam from Krishna. Very interesting, eh? So we're going to move forward with our next section of the program, which is the Living Guru booklet that you have. So let's do that. Hare Krishna.
Chapter 2 of Our Living Guru. Who is living? 2.1. Is there any real harm if I accept someone still materially conditioned, or in other words, less than completely Krishna conscious, acting as my eternal preceptor guru? Answer. As a living guru from the West Coast admitted in a position paper to the rest of the GBC in July 1980, quote, I can now see clearly that by allowing forms of worship and address which were similar to Prabhupada's to be offered to me, I just cheapened Srila Prabhupada's position. Not only is this a horrible offense to Srila Prabhupada, which weakens the entire Krishna consciousness movement by cheapening our absolute perfect authority, Srila Prabhupada, but it also means that I have cheated my disciples. Srila Prabhupada speaks still more stunningly. The Sahajiyas, mixed or materially conditioned devotees who imitate great liberated gurus or acharyas, consider the acharyas to be mixed devotees, thus declare their path to hell. As the above living guru admitted, he was mixed or still materially conditioned, and by imitating the pure and spiritually liberated eternal preceptor guru or acharya, he was cheapening the latter's position, making the genuine eternal preceptor guru himself look mixed. After all, a supposed eternal preceptor guru, who is really a neophyte, must still be grappling with material conditioning. And so literally, all he can do is cheapen the position of the truly self-realized and God-realized eternal preceptor guru. The aspirant feels compelled to think, look at that. My supposedly liberated eternal preceptor guru is still battling some kind of material conditioning, some impurity. He is mixed, so who knows? Maybe the great liberated pure eternal preceptor guru who founded this movement could also be mixed. A perfect formula for faithlessness. My supposedly pure liberated eternal preceptor guru is mixed. So the truly pure liberated guru might be an impossibility, a myth, and the pure liberating transcendental Lord, another myth. Thank you very much. We'll continue the reading tomorrow morning. Hare Krishna.
Haribo. We're going to move forward with our program, and thank you everyone for your questions. If you have questions during the program, you can put them in the chat. I couldn't find my chat today, Vijaya Pandit. All these buttons and messages and all this goes on so much. But nonetheless, you can also speak the questions, and they were nicely presented. We're going to move forward with our next section of the program, which is another speech by Srila Prabhupada on the purpose of human life and how we can achieve the desired result of going back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Bhagavati Vasudevaya Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta কমলম। Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that বিষয়ের অন্ন খাইলে মলিন হয় মন। Such great personalities became darkened because they took money from them. Anna, if I am provided by somebody who is too much materialist, then that will affect me. I will become also materialist. I will also become materialist. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has a word that those who are Vishayi, those who are not devotees, do not accept anything from them. Because it will, I will say, make your mind unclean. So, therefore, a Brahmana and a Vaishnava, they do not accept directly money. They accept bhiksha. Bhiksha. Bhiksha you can, just like here it is said, bhiksham. Sriya bhoktum bhiksham apiha loki. When you ask somebody, still, bhiksha is also sometimes prohibited from a person who is too much materialist. But bhiksha is allowed for sannyasi, for brahmana. So therefore Arjuna is speaking that instead of killing such great gurus who are so great personality, Mahanubhava, so bhikkham, for a kshatriya, a brahmana, a sannyasi can beg alms, but not a kshatriya, not a vaishya. That is not allowed. Just, you are a kshatriya, Arjuna. So he says, better I shall take the profession of a brahmana and beg from door to door instead of enjoy the kingdom by killing my guru. That was his proposal. So on the whole, Arjuna is illusion. Illusion in this sense that he is forgetting his duty. He is a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight. Never mind the opposite party, even his son. A Kshatriya will not hesitate to kill his son if he is inimical. Similarly, a son, if the father is inimical, he would not hesitate to kill his father. This is the stringent duty of the Kshatriyas. No consideration. A Kshatriya cannot consider like that. Therefore, Krishna said, Klaibam, don't be coward. Why you are becoming coward? These topics are going on. Later on, Krishna will give him real spiritual instruction. This is ordinary talks are going on between the friend and the friend. That's all.
Haribo, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Very enlightening. I'm getting chats while we're conducting the program and compliments from all of you. So thank you, all of you who are participating and learning the proper understanding of this philosophy. And we'll move forward together as a group to help protect Prabhupada's legacy for future generations. And we're very pleased to comment or let you know that we're putting these programs on our channel, our YouTube channel, Hare Krishna Society. And we have about 1,000 hours of broadcast now. Yes. And hopefully everything stays the same, although the science of technology, or any science, could be shattered by the material circumstances that people are in. But nonetheless, we'll do our best while we can to preserve this information for future generations. And that's our goal. It's the future that we can protect with giving the truth today. Because nowadays, there is so much confusion. People believe in science. That's a mistake. And they always say that. Oh, you have to trust the science. There is only one science that has any relevance, and that is the science of the soul, not the science of the modern scientists who research for cancer, and they've been collecting billions of dollars for it, and there's still no solution because it's a fraud. That's what it is. The material world is phantasmagoria, and people that are caught up in it, they are in Maya. And people may not want to hear this, but that's the truth. So let's carry on. Rupa Goswami, what's the next section of our program? In Bombay, what's the next section? Go ahead.
Very well. Next is the 10 offenses against the chanting of the holy name.
Okay, so we're going to do the 10 offenses, Prabhus. And then after that, we're going to chant a round of japa together as part of our weekly sadhana program. Go ahead, roll the 10 offenses. Hare Krishna.
Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 8, Offenses to be Avoided. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Sometimes the atheistic class of men take it that any demigod is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. But one who is a devotee knows that no demigod, however great he may be, is independently as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, if someone thinks that he can chant Kali, Kali or Durga, Durga, and it is the same as Hare Krishna, that is the greatest offense. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Because by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be freed from all kinds of sinful reactions. It should not be taken that one may continue to act sinfully and after that chant Hare Krishna to neutralize his sins. Such a dangerous mentality is very offensive and should be avoided. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities. Karma Kanda. 9th, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Anyone can take part in chanting the holy name of the Lord, but in the beginning one should not be instructed about the transcendental potency of the Lord. Those who are too sinful cannot appreciate the transcendental glories of the Lord, and therefore it is better not to instruct them in this matter. 10th, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names, and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success.
every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava, must guard against these offenses. And there's 10 of them. And you have to be very mindful. That's why we show them at every class. This mechanical process of chanting without protecting yourself from committing these offenses will not give the desired result. Be aware of these principles. Let's go forward with our next part of the program, which is these beautiful slides. We had somebody, Prabhus, who asked me, one devotee in the States yesterday, she loved the slide so much, she said, how can I get it? I want to use this with my japa every day. And this was created by Shreya Devi Dasi, our god sister. And we want to thank her for that hard work that she put in, not only hard, but intelligent work she put into creating this chanting system of hearing from Prabhupada for everyone's benefit. So let's roll that. Hare Krishna.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. We're going to keep going with our program. We have the kirtan to play, but I guess we'll do the Vanchakalpa. Go ahead, Yashodanandana Prabhu, please.
Let's offer our respectful obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances. We all offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Thanks everyone for participating in this lively reading and discussion. Vishwakarma Prabhu in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Krishna Kata Prabhu in San Diego. Bhakta Pierangelo in Switzerland. Rochisa Devi Mataji, Lanaudière, la belle province de Quebec. Rupa Goswami Prabhu in Bombay, India. Vijay Pandit right here in Twin Heart, California. Bhakta Makshin Haraneka Prabhu in Belarus. Shreya Mataji in South India. Bhakta Anshuman Mishra in Orissa, Bhakta Vinay in South India, and Bhaktin Imber Endi in St. Mary's, Alaska, Bhakta Roy in Mississippi, Kantadas Prabhu in Trinidad, and everybody participating in the program. Please stay with us for the next portion of the program. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rupa Goswami, decide what you want to do.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Play that bass, chant your peace. Don't be shy, chant along, chant along.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.